Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is Good Snooze Day, which means we have good, positive news to give you hope in humanity and the world again. This is the first and only international game show Before Coffee, a father and daughter news podcast where we look up our stories right before we start the show. We've just got caffeine in our bodies and we're learning to read and speak live on stream. Let's get into those good news headlines and spin that segue wheel. Today on Good Snooze Day. Scottish children are helping penguins find mating partners with these tiny painted stones in Edinburgh. Plus, 2 marsupials re-emerge in New Guinea rainforest after being considered extinct for 6,000 years.
Wow. Greetings from the United States on Good Snooze Day, where we have South American canopy bridges are helping wildlife escape the dangers on the floor, and a huge dome will use gas from a Wiltshire landfill to grow vegetables.
Ooh.
Vegetables, we all like those, I think.
Why Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations is still relevant 250 years later. An inspiring thing about economics.
Cool. Also, scientists have created a powerful new form of aluminum, or as you call it in England, aluminium. Yeah, and a couple of extra syllables for some reason. And my page just closed. Plus, Waterloo, researchers turning plastic waste into vinegar. This is in Canada. Waterloo in Canada.
In my culture, good news, Arnold Schwarzenegger staging a comeback with King Conan, new Predator and Commando movies.
And that's National Mario Day. That's right. Sorry, Luigi. Maybe tomorrow. It's March 10th, 2026 on Before Coffee.
Let's get this good news running.
Yeah. I was puking this morning. I woke up puking.
Oh, really?
I know. I feel so much better now. I thought I was dying. I ate too many jelly beans, I think. I ate too many jelly beans. You know, I get that acid reflux going. And
too much sugar. And you've always been not so great with sugar, if I remember correctly.
I spent a good portion of the morning just picking
relieving
vomit
yourself
out of my beard.
Literally.
Picking vomit out of my beard. Yeah. Just hugging the commode, whatever disgusting thing you want to call it. But yeah, I'm better now. I got all that out of my system.
Yeah. That's why you did it.
100% better. Cold sweats. Couldn't sleep. Just.
Please.
And you woke me up. You legitimately woke me up, and it's 11:30, right? Because I could not get back to sleep.
You were suffering. Well, I'm glad
my
that's
sleep schedule's
relieved now.
It's all always done now. I'll never get over this.
Yeah. Well, I think you've always been a bit of a night owl.
I don't know. I've always been a bit of a bad sleeper. I know that.
Maybe you have. Oh yeah, we talked about that. You don't want to be tied up to tubes, because you could probably do it, but you don't want to actually get one of those breathing machines. And then
that thing? No,
the
sleep apnea. You got to clean those things all the time, and if you don't clean them,
that's
you get
why
an infection.
You said before. I was like, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to die for some fucking. Oh, he's got a lung infection from a sleep apnea machine. Oh, wonderful! If you have done
Thanks
all
for
that,
that.
leave me the rest of my life.
Yeah.
This.
All right, let's roll our first segue wheel.
I think it's just another way for big corporations to make money. That's all I think of that whole, all that stuff. Truth. It's all just, They just setting us up for failure. That's all you're doing.
Well, get your pen and paper out because Limerick is our first segue today.
Oh, no. I didn't know if I was feeling that good. Okay, well, how many
Well,
stories? Two stories?
it's two
Oh, boy.
stories, one about penguins in pebbles. You already got a rhyme right there. Or
Well, you already
alliteration
got a
even.
video too, right?
Yeah, we already got a video too. And then the second one is going to be about marsupials that have come back from that we thought were extinct for 6,000 years. I don't know why my screen is doing that now when I out tab. Okay. First story coming out of Good News, or IS. What does IS stand for? What country is IS? Ireland, not Ireland. It's coming from
Indonesia.
Good.is. That's the name of the source, by Eric Barnes. I would cry if a penguin picked my pebble. It's a life goal.
Whoa.
During mating season, male Gen 2 penguins are tasked to find pretty and smooth rocks to present to prospective mates. This is meant as a gesture to woo them and to be used to build a nest with them too. Iceland. Okay,
Iceland.
this is from Good Iceland. This is meant as a gesture to woo them and to be used to build a nest with them too. Well, this season, the penguins at Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland got some help. Kids being supported by the Edinburgh Children's Hospital charity gathered together to paint pebbles with vibrant colors for penguins. The hospitalized children do this every year with a first stone traditionally placed in the penguin's enclosure. The children often watch a live stream of the Gen 2 penguin's enclosure to see the penguin pick their favorite rocks that they painted. So fun. The Edinburgh Zoo posted this year's pebble picking on Instagram, delighting the commenters. I would cry if a penguin picked my pebble. It's a life goal. LOL. This is just brilliant. How wonderful to see a creative health initiative that actively connects the children with a purpose like this. This is heartwarming. Heart. This is brilliant for the penguins and the children. Can't wait to see the beautiful nest. My grandson painted a pebble. He's hoping it gets picked. Thumbs up. Penguin pebble pilfering season is upon us. So please, it makes so many people and penguins happy. Oh no, I'm questioning if penguins have favorite colors. Any that aren't picked would make an awesome rock garden the kids visiting the zoo could pick from. This is the cutest thing I've seen probably ever. As mentioned, this mating ritual called pebbling is a gesture made by male penguins to their mate to not just build a nest. It's their version of saying, I saw this and I thought of you. In fact, psychologists and couple therapists recommend adopting a version of pebbling for human relationships. I'm sorry, I don't want to brag, but do people not do that? They're like out and about and they see something like, oh my god, what's their name would love this, and then you buy it. Like, the reason I even have this, oh, Allie would love this, let me get it for her. You know, that. Do people not do that normally? I feel really bad for you if you're not doing that. Yes, please do this if you're not doing that already. This reminded me of you and I got it for you. Now, to pebble in dating or married relationship doesn't literally mean giving your partner rocks, unless they like rocks. I do like rocks. If somebody gave me rocks, I'd be pretty happy if they're a happy geologist. For humans, pebbling your partner means to share a gift, small gifts like a flower, a toy, or object that has some meaning to one or both of you. It doesn't always have to be a gift either, but it could be a photo, social media post, or a meme you can text them. It's essentially anything that conveys, I saw this and I thought of you. If you're not doing that with your partner, please get help. Please do it. I don't know why you're not doing that. In order to showcase affection to them and initiate closer conversations. Pebbling isn't just for romantic couples either. Many autistic people find it more difficult to navigate socially due to high anxiety, sensory sensitivities, or having trouble interpreting social cues. By texting a gift to a friend, giving a small flower to their parent during a walk, or other such pebbling, it allows some autistic people the ability to communicate with their affection and connection without the pressure of using words. Whether it's a colorful rock or something else, pebbling can be a valid form of communication between friends, partners, or potential mates, and it all depends on who you choose to build a nest with. So there's your not just cute animal story, but also inspiring human behavior story, right? This is how you can change your behavior in order to make people and yourself happier around you. And I hope that's been inspiring for your limerick. Or do you need more time?
Not yet. You have to. I need way more time. So I don't know. What were you talking about? They're doing this for relationship things or
Yeah, the penguins
to
are
start a
doing
relationship?
it to mate with the
Oh,
other
okay, gotcha.
penguins. Yeah, like,
Right.
hey, look at this shiny rock, please pick me. Whereas the rest of the story was about you can also do that yourself, right? And it doesn't have to be with your romantic partner. You can do this for your friends too. Hey, I went to the store, I saw something that reminded me of you, and I decided to buy it for you. Or I was out and I know you love tangerines, so I got some tangerines. It's really that simple, right? And it's tragic that there are people who aren't doing this, because I mean, I'm doing this all the time, right? I'm definitely seeing stuff that reminds me of others and saying, I'm going to get this for them because they're going to really enjoy it, I think, if I do. So,
Uh-huh.
yes. That is,
Okay, I'm almost done.
that is all I got. I don't know what else to say other than that.
Okay, I'm almost done. Okay,
Watch
sorry
the,
about
here we
this, but
go.
your story wasn't long enough. When you're watching birds doing something neato, birds carrying rocks to help to breedo. These birds are rare to show that they care. They also walk around in tuxedo.
I was like, why is he doing? Oh, I see where you're going. I see where you're going, tuxedo.
You maybe you're reading too fast. I don't know. Maybe I'm writing
These
too
are just
slow.
short
Something
stories. That's why
combination.
there's two.
That's tough. A letter limerick on a spot like that, man.
That's what it's there for, I guess. Okay,
A
our
tough
next
one.
story, to be tough. Our next story is about marsupials that we thought were extinct, but they're for 6,000 years, but we just couldn't find them. They're hiding. They're hiding in New Guinea somewhere. This is on Discovery Magazine by Jack Knudsen. Learn about two marsupial species discovered in New Guinea that we thought were extinct for 6,000 years. Two marsupial species that were thought to be long gone from this planet have miraculously been found, alive and well. Both species dwell in the rainforests of the Vogelkop Peninsula in Papua, Indonesia, but in years past, their existence was known only from fossils. A new study published in Records of the Australian Museum has announced the momentous discovery of the pygmy long-fingered possum and the ring-tailed glider, both previously believed to have been extinct for 6,000 years. The latter also represents a brand of new genus dubbed Tois by researchers, a classification set in motion by meticulous fossil analysis and close conversations with local Papua clans. Sometimes, species that have vanished from the fossil record reappear, either in later fossil records or as living organisms. This describes Lazarus taxa, which coming back from the dead after being presumed to have been long and extinct. The newest Lazarus taxa, the pygmy long-fingered possum, Dactylonax camboyia, and the ring-tailed glider, Tos ayamorensis, were known only from the Pleistocene fossils in Australia, that is a long time ago, and from the Pleistocene early Holocene fossils on the island of New Guinea. But as it turns out, they're both still alive on New Guinea. The discovery of one of Lazarus taxon, even if thought to have become extinct recently, is an exceptional discovery, but the discovery of two species thought to have been extinct for thousands of years is remarkable, said study author Tim Flannery, a distinguished visiting fellow at the Australian Museum, in a statement. The pygmy long-fingered possum, assumed to have gone extinct in Australia during the Ice Age, sports a noteworthy adaptation. One digit on each hand is twice as long as its next longest finger. So it just, like a fan, right? Longer. Pretty cool. The researchers weren't quite sure what to make of this marsupial, which, with its large eyes and unfurred ears, it shared similarity with two existing genera of the arboreal marsupials, the Hemibellidius, which includes the lemroid ringtail possum, and the petaroids, which includes the three species of greater gliders. So they're all in the same the tree lines, right? The different branches. The unknown marsupial had a prehensile furry tail like the Hemibellidius, but also had a well-developed patagium, or gliding membrane, like the Predatorides. So it kind of combines those two together to create a new genus, or a new animal. The marsupial's odd combination of these traits told researchers that it didn't belong to the Hemibedelius or the Predatorides. So because it has two features from two different animals, it's its own animal, okay? And it's not like a descendant or an ancestor of either, right? It's just a split. It's split in the father of marsupials somewhere. It was something else entirely. The marsupial didn't match any living species in New Guinea, but based on its resemblance to fossil bones that were discovered on the island decades later, they began to suspect that it was actually a Lazarus taxon. To find the identity of the ring-tailed glider, researchers compared photographs with fossils found on New Guinea, and also spoke with local indigenous landowners on the Vocal Cope Peninsula. The knowledge that they gained not only confirmed that the ring-tailed glider still lived, but also allowed them to introduce a new genus that they've named Taus. Taus is considered sacred by local clans such as the Tombrau and the Maibrat, and its forest habitat is home to the Kari trees, which the clans believed are the birthplace of all animals and humans. The researchers know that the Taus nest in tall trees in the forest, but they don't know yet what the animal's full range is. It may have avoided being found all these years because it only raises one young annually, just like humans usually. However, the low reproduction rate is also a problem, as it puts the animal at greater risk of population decline due to local logging and agricultural expansion. The researchers ultimately stressed the urgent need to survey areas where the animal still lives so it can be protected. And protect the species we found at all cost, right? Because you don't want them to go extinct just in case they're the only ones out there, you know? Like, oh, these are the only 3 marsupials we found, and they're the only ones. That would be so scary.
Right.
And I'm done. That's my story. I hope that one was a bit longer.
Okay, I think I have time this time. Now, if I could just read my writing. Once upon a time, there were creatures who carried things in pouches. But they were no longer discussed by biologists on couches. Now possums were there. If you chose to care, these scientists who found them aren't slouches.
Hey!
I can't line anything with
No. Awesome. You could have been awesome, maybe.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, I enjoyed those greatly.
Next story.
Next
I just closed the
spin.
story, didn't I? All
You
right.
got too
So
excited.
I have to open a story I just closed. I'll have to remember to do that. All right. So let's talk about what do we spin? Sorry, what do we spin?
Hypothetical.
All right. NewsMangaBay.com. It's a story across South America. Canopy bridges evolve as a lifetime for tree-dwelling wildlife. It seems like a longer story, but I'm skipping the captions for the pictures because you can't see them anyway. This story is written by Xavier Bartaburo of manangabay.com. Throughout the Amazon rainforest, forest fragmentation represents an escalating and existential threat to the preservation of fauna, driven by extensive economic development, the expansion of agribusiness, large-scale infrastructure projects such as railways, highways, power transmission lines, gas pipes, continues to carry profound environmental risks. Foremost among these ecological pressures are the geographic isolation of animal populations and high mortality rates resulting from roadkill and other related incidents.
Terrible.
Arboreal mammal species. Arboreal means the people that are naturally there in that forest in the south, I believe, arboreal forest, including the primates, sloths, porcupines are among the most affected by this confinement, as their survival is strictly dependent on canopy connectivity. Paradoxically, these specialized tree-dwelling animals often benefit the least from standard environmental mitigation measures such as the implementation of artificial crossings. To address the critical gaps in understanding animal behavior and habitat use, biologists Justin Santiago and Lindsay Swierk from the State University of New York in Binghamton, U.S. conducted a pioneer research in the heart of the Peruvian Amazon. The study was located at the Amazon Conservatory for Tropical Studies, or the ACTS, field station within Napo Sacosari Biological Reserve, a 4,000-acre protected area near the big city of Iquitos in the northern region of Loreto. The researchers deployed a sophisticated system of canopy bridges that use a combination of nets, thick ropes, platforms situated on varying heights. These elements were integrated to form extensive suspended corridors designed to help facilitate self-movement for wildlife from one treetop to another.
Nice.
Why is that big hairless monkey climbing that tree with all the ropes? Right? That's what the animals are thinking. They also installed camera traps, which they used over a 21-day monitoring period to document the movements of several key species, including Lanius two-toed sloth. Two-toed sloth, they spend their lives in trees, basically, right? The Saki monkeys, the Amazonian long-tailed porcupine, and a species that was only formally described in 2021. Their findings were published in the Journal of...
I had no idea there was porcupines. That's pretty cool. I have no idea there's porcupines there.
Porcupines are everywhere, no? I think porcupines and skunks just... I mean, they're
no, they
different
don't
versions,
exist here
right?
in Europe. I've never seen them in Europe. They're
John,
definitely
hedgehogs,
American
aren't hedgehogs
animals.
a form of porcupine?
No, they're
Anyway,
probably
the
in the
findings
same
were
tree,
published-
but you know.
Well, you got to plant a porcupine tree, that's all. Their findings were published in the Journal of Neotropical Biology and Conservation of September 25. The scientists emphasized understanding how animals use bridges within continuous, undisturbed forests as a prerequisite. This guy loves long words. Is a prerequisite for implementing effective connectivity strategies in fragmented landscapes where environmental risks are far higher. Oh yeah, some educated words there. Santiago told Manta Bay that there is much to learn about artificial bridges. He also praised the scientific work focused on use of new techniques for mapping fauna in different South African forest contexts. Previously, studies were conducted through field surveys with the help of tree climbers. The suspension bridge, as well as other for the species studies, allows researchers to explore behaviors in a much more effective way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's put the cameras up there, and while you're climbing the trees and you're putting up the bridges, the animals aren't going to see the cameras. You can hide them really well. And if they do see them, you can replace them. Let's continue in the story. Let's see. Fernanda Abra, a wildlife management specialist and postdoctoral researcher at U.S.-based Smithsonian Institution, said the study in Peru provides a vital scientific benchmark for future bridge installation and monitoring. Abra, who wasn't involved in the study, specifically highlighted the unprecedented observation of Saki monkeys, known as in Brazil as pararacos, using the artificial structures. Saki monkeys are considered an extremely sensitive primate genus and have never been recorded using man-made canopy bridges before this research. So the more we learn about animals, the more we learn how the world affects them. It goes on for quite a while. But I think I got to the gist of this. We're going to save these species by keeping them in the sky, keeping them in the trees. Because if we start cutting down trees, they have no
That makes sense.
way to get around. They have to dwell the ground with all the predators.
We literally killed all their houses, basically, in a way, right?
Right. Yeah. Sloths aren't going to leave their tree because you're cutting it down. They're just going to stay in the tree, and
And they're just going to lay on the ground and go like, oh,
not
shit.
cutting down Amazon rainforest. Yeah, there's nothing really out there you need. They're just doing it to clear places for houses and bridges and infrastructure and shit. It's really destroying
fields
the
of
landscape.
cows and stuff, and it's like there's a reason there aren't cows there. Okay, go make your field of cows
I had an
somewhere
argument
else.
the other day. That's my story. I had an argument the other day on the internet with this lady. Who said coyotes were you. She was talking about, we kill coyotes on our farm. I said, I grew up on a farm. We had coyotes, and we had chickens, and we had coyotes. Never had a coyote attack a chicken. We had foxes, but coyotes are afraid of dogs. All you have to do is have a dog.
Yeah,
Our
you don't have
cats,
to kill
we're afraid
anything.
of cats. Coyotes are not brave animals. They're afraid of cats. We had barn cats, we had dogs. We never had a coyote attack. I told her that, and she's like, well, but coyotes don't serve any purpose. What purpose do they serve? I said, what purpose do humans serve? Couldn't answer that one.
Nope. Yeah, that is definitely a huge problem when it
Right.
comes to actually.
Humans act like every animal's there to serve us for some reason.
Yeah.
It's stupid. They don't deserve to live. How dare they live?
Yeah, that's true.
Bunch of
Because-
Christy Gnomes out there. Bunch of people like that. She and isolated.
This is useless for me. Yeah. Well, my hypothetical, I guess, would be,
Yeah.
why don't we just stop chopping down trees? You know.
That would
Imagine
work.
if we didn't clear land to build, cow farms and palm tree oil farms,
Just think of
and
just
and
think
then
of we use
animals would have
alternate
places to
building
live. That'd be
materials.
crazy. Yeah, what a concept.
Yeah, in this world of alternate building materials and alternate ways to make paper, and you'd think wood just become. It grows too slow. Most wood grows too slow.
I mean, you know what we could
unless
do
it's
instead
bamboo,
of
it grows
using
too slow.
wood for paper,
Bamboo.
anyways, right? Yeah, bamboo. We could use hemp.
Hemp.
There's
Yep.
so many
Any
and
fiber.
big paper, man. It's if you always question why we do stuff the way we do it, and usually the answer is going to be something along the lines of, "Oh, it's because one company lobbied
They
the
made
government
money
to
at
make
it."
the other thing illegal." Sadly, that happens a lot.
Why do we only have this? Yeah, that's another thing. Why do we only have this type of that or that type of that? That's because illegal monopolies put everybody else out of business, and you're stuck with that service.
Yeah,
because they're
the
only ones around.
competition
Sorry.
disappears. Yeah, nobody else.
Okay,
There were people
competition.
doing that
Bye-bye.
stuff. They got taken out. Yeah, completely.
Why do we got to order everything from Amazon? Because Amazon bought all the companies that used to provide them with stuff. They were just making so much money. Yeah, we'll buy your company. And the guy who started the company is like, "Fuck yeah, here, give me some money. I'm out of here." I know I'd do that. If I started a company and Amazon wanted to buy it for twice what it's worth, bye. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you?
For sure.
They're just killing their competition. That's all they're doing. It's a one-time cost, and their competition is gone. They don't have to worry about you again. And they can raise their prices all they want. Or they can cut you off.
Is that your only story,
Yep.
by the way?
No, I got a shorter story.
Okay, let's go to our next
I
story.
had to shorten that one. Still waiting for my deal to load, but I do have another story. Not the aluminum story, the other one. The huge dome. This one's a little bit shorter. BBC.com. A huge dome will use gas from Wiltshire landfill to grow vegetables. From Sophie Parker. It's a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't get around to it. I actually got this from Andy Corbley, but I used his source, right? Because I can do the same thing he does. A giant dome has been installed in a landfill for the purpose of growing fruit and vegetables using the site's gases. A landfill near Royal Wootton, Bassett, Wiltshire. I love the names of towns in England. I just want to drive around England and take pictures of the names of the towns. Anyway, the landfill near Royal Wootton, Bassett, Wiltshire already generates electricity from methane produced by waste and makes carbon dioxide as a byproduct of this process. The electricity will be used to power prototype dome's fruit and vegetable operation for heating, lights, and fans, for example, while the CO2 will be used to boost plant growth. CO2, of course, one of your main ingredients of plants, food. What is it called? Photosynthesis. The landfill owners, Crapper and Sons. If your name is Crapper, you want to call it Crapper and Sons because you definitely want to include them on it. The landfill owners, perfect name for a landfill owner. If your name's gonna be Crapper,
that's crazy.
Nobody.
Nobody.
They're already making fun of your name. Might as well own landfill, right? And one of them sewage septic tank pump businesses too, right? The whole thing. Processing waste should be your life if your name is Crapper, right? Anyway, let's do this story. Crapper and Sons and their community interest company Sustained Wiltshire hope to erect more than 100 such domes if planning permission is granted. The dome's warm air and CO2 will allow fruit and vegetables to be grown out of season, including avocados, which do not normally grow in the UK. You can have avocado toast, boys and girls. I'm not even sure what does that avocado toast meme about anyway? I don't even know what that even. It's supposed to be.
The meme is about. For a very long time, boomers were like, it's your fault, millennials. You're poor because you buy avocado toast. That's the meme, right? So, you're poor because you go to Starbucks and you buy avocado toast. No, we're poor because the government, the economy's
It sounds like somebody with limited brain capacity thought of it.
Yeah. It's your own fault that you're poor, instead of like, it's a system. Yeah. We live in a
The
society.
domes are designed to be portable so that areas of the landfill can be refilled with rubbish and start the methane capturing process again. You know it's England if they're calling it rubbish. Project Director Nick Ash said the dome was positively air supported structure, meaning it will be isolated from the ground to prevent contamination. Trapping that gas. Excuse me. Horticulturist Raj. Speaking of gas. Horticulturist Raj Era will be working on the growing operations in the dome of a completely climate-controlled dome, she said. Raj is a she. We won't have to wait for a particular season. She will start by growing vegetables such as carrots and onions. Carrots and onions. While avocados are possible, Era said the trees will take a while to grow. That's right. You can't just plant the trees themselves. Just plant the shrubbery. Get a shrubbery. I'm Roger the Shrubber. I can plant you a shrubbery. The idea is to provide food to the local area, sold via an app. And we're putting up a data center to support the app. No, just kidding. That's a joke. Ash said, when fully up and running, the plan is to supply 80% of the fruit and vegetables needs for Royal Wootton Bassett, Purton, and Brinkworth. Like I said, I love the names of British towns. Purton and Brinkworth. I mean, it's like they just throw words together and call them towns, right? There's your story.
Well, I imagine if this guy, I guess my hypothetical is, imagine if this guy was not called Crapper and he was just called something else. We wouldn't have this happening, right?
Yes, his name was Bill Bank Robber. What would we be doing now, huh?
Oh no, not Bill Bank Robber.
Eric the Extortionist or something. I don't know. Eddie Extortionist. Eddie Extortionist. Eric, what would he be doing now?
Oh, so good. Okay. Oh. That's all of the things. We got him. We got them all. All right, let me quickly close my curtains because the sun is directly going to my lens, and I have a huge lens flare. Give me a second. Block the sun.
We're on story number 2.
Okay, less lens flare.
Oh.
There we go. Now I'm not coming out of heaven anymore. Oh wait, what is this doing here? Why is that there? Okay, oops. Out tapped the wrong way. Okay. Our next segue will roll. I could have rolled it while we were doing thing.
Yeah, you should have done that, man.
Our next segue. Oh, we have to re-roll because you're not doing another limerick.
No.
That would be crazy. That would be wild.
It always does that. It's
Yeah.
a broken wheel, man.
Okay, now you have to do a non sequitur. There you go. That's way easier. Our first story, or our only story even, is some inspirations from the past and how we can fix our economies. Maybe listening to the people who are kind of basically made the baseline to how we based our capitalist society on. What an idea. It's from Craig Williams on the Herald Scotland. Today, or at least when they wrote the article, Monday, the 9th, marked the 250th anniversary of one of the most important texts in Scottish Enlightenment, the publication of Adam Smith's The Wealth of Nations. To mark the occasion, the Royal Society of Edinburgh President, Professor Sir Anton Muscatelli, visited the RSE's archive, which Royal Society of Edinburgh, at the National Library of Scotland to read the letter written from Smith to Scottish philosopher David Hume prior to the book's publication. In the letter, Smith, who was a founding fellow of the RSE, states, "I have begun to write a book in order to pass away the time." Smith's comment on the book he was writing to pass away the time is actually the first known reference to what would become Smith's magnum opus and one of the most important texts in Scottish history, I would say in global history, since we are currently basically originally started capitalism thanks to Smith's ideas, and in the entire field of economics. Even in its day, The Wealth of Nations was an instant success. Despite this, in his final days, Smith ordered nearly all his work should be destroyed upon his death by his executors and fellow RSE colleague Joseph Black and James Hutton. The deliberate destruction makes the surviving letters and essays all the more valuable, especially those touching on the creation and early reception of the wealth of nations. Smith was like, please do not base an entire civilization on my writing. Oh fuck, they did it. Burn it all down. I'm taking it to the grave. On its 250th anniversary, the remnants offer a direct glimpse into the mind of Adam Smith. Smith was a key figure in what became known as the Scottish Enlightenment, and the letter mentions the work on a new theory of economics. The book, the full title of which is An Inquiry into the Nature and the Causes of the Wealth of Nations, which sounds just like an academic paper, doesn't it, outlines an economic model based on division of labor and free trade. Many of Smith's ideas have formed the base of economic systems still used today the world over. Sir Anton Muscatelli, PRSE, said, "This letter is a fascinating artifact of the Scottish Enlightenment, as well as the priceless window into the relationship between two scholars, Hume and Adam Smith, who would go on to become a founding fellow of the Royal Society of Edinburgh. Such was his intellectual clout. What the wealth of nation has meant to Scotland and the world cannot be overstated. Smith's work has influenced every modern economy on the planet in some way or another, and it's also a classic example of Scotland on the world stage, small but formidable, and able to make massive and lasting contributions. My own field is economics, and can say from experience that Smith's work is still relevant a quarter of a millennia later, and it should be celebrated for its role in global progress." The letter from Adam Smith forms part of Hume Bequest, a collection of letters written to Hume by his contemporaries and bequeathed by Hume's nephew David Hume, Baron of the Exchequer and the Royal Society of Edinburgh. The collection is held on deposit at the National Library of Scotland. I was hoping they would have read the letter and actually, at least a quote from it or something. But they didn't. I guess they just talked about how great the letter is and that it survived. What is it? Let me just look it up real quick. It was called Hume's Bequest. A letter from Adam. I wish they told me which letter. Hume's Bequest. No, it just gives me the same story, I think. Makes the 21st no reference of it. Yeah, it just says, Smith's comment on the book he was writing to pass away times, actually first note reference. Key figures. I really wish they would just be like, can we read the letter? I guess it's only on video and nobody transcribed what he said. So that's a shame. I was hoping that I would actually get an excerpt or something from the letter. Yeah. So either way, there's my story. How inspiring. You can write something just to pass the time and completely change civilization as we know it. Because I'm not going to blame Adam Smith for all of that stuff. But he definitely create free trade. Does it exist? No, but it's definitely using an excuse to why we just keep destroying the economy. What about free trade?
Yeah, explaining how economies work isn't exactly anybody's fault, right?
Yeah,
he invented the economy. Just explain how they work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or he explained an idea of how it could work specifically. He invented an idea, or at least put it into writing the idea of how.
Field of economics. There was no field of economics before that. There was no such thing.
Exactly.
Field of economics. You couldn't get an economics degree. It wasn't a thing. It was economics. What the hell's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
He's the father of the social science, the pseudoscience of economics.
The theory of economics. The actual. There's a pseudoscience out there. It's not scientific. There's absolutely no way you can say, I put this variable in, it's going to change, because economics has unlimited amount of variables. It ain't like a scientific experiment where you can control it in a lab. There's too many influences. That's why it's not. That's why it's a pseudoscience.
Yeah.
Because of humans. Humans are the number one ingredient in it. Humans are the number one ingredient, and they're greed. Their need to put other people out of business for just, my ego, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's my non sequitur.
Sounds good to me. Let's roll the next segue. Nope, that's it.
Okay, then.
I didn't really find a lot of good news. Everyone just talking about the same stuff we talked about yesterday, honestly. So it's kind of annoying.
I got two more stories. We're going to talk about...
Time for me to non sequitur your story.
We're gonna touch transmogrification here today, because we're gonna transmogrify plastic into vinegar and aluminum into rare earth metals. I love that's my favorite word now, transmogrification. It never gets used enough. I'm not sure that's what's happening here, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is with SciTech Daily. Scientists create a powerful new form of aluminum that could replace rare earth metals. What are rare earth metals used for? They're used for batteries. They're used for a lot of things. And your phone, for instance. Rare earth metals used for batteries. Let's do this. Researchers have uncovered an unusual new form of aluminium. That's right. They spelt it aluminium after spelling it aluminum. In the headline, they spelt it aluminium in the article. I love this place. Okay, now it's aluminium. It's now not, I'm not serious. They left out, it's A-L-U-M-I-N, aluminum, right? And then later on, it's N-I-U-M. Okay, whatever. They both work for me. Researchers at the King's College London have identified an unusual form of aluminum, one of the most abundant metals in Earth's crust. Discovery points to a much less expensive and more sustainable substitute for rare earth metals that are widely used in modern technology and industry. Of course, the rare form of aluminum is called what? Bauxite. That's what it's called. That's the ore is called bauxite.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Dr. Claire Bakewell, a senior lecturer at the Department of Chemistry, led the study. Her team created a highly reactive aluminum-based molecules capable of breaking some of the strongest chemical bonds. Their findings, published in Nature Communications, also describe molecular structures that have never been observed before, opening the door for new types of chemical reactivity. Holy crap! A central achievement of the research is the first reported example of cyclotrialuminane. Cyclotrialuminane. This compound consists of 3 aluminum atoms linked together in a triangle arrangement. The 3-atom structure shows an unusual level of reactivity while remaining intact when dissolved in different solutions. So reactivity is what creates current flow for batteries. In case you're wondering what that was, it creates current. Reactivity is like, oh my God, there's some energy being created. We got to send it somewhere. So you got to give it a place to go.
Go over there. Yay.
Yeah. All right. Whether it's ionization and deionization, whether it's two unsimilar metals on two opposite ends of a poles, opposite poles of battery, there's a current flow being created. Among them, they are sitting in They are splitting of dihydrogen, which is 2 molecules of hydrogen, of course, and the controlled insertion of a chain growth of ethene, a 2-carbon hydrocarbon that serves as a key building block in chemical manufacturing. Metals play an essential role in producing both bulk and specialty chemicals. However, many industrial reactions, especially those involving catalysts, depend on precious metals such as platinum. Mining and refining those materials is costly and can cause significant environmental harm. Scientists have long been searching for alternative metals to use in chemical transformations. Dr. Claire Bakewell said, great name, said, transition metals are the workhorses of chemical synthesis and catalysts, but many of those most useful are becoming increasingly difficult to access and extract, often being located in regions of political instability. No shock. Increasing the demand and price. Chemists have been looking towards more common elements from the periodic table, and we chose aluminum as it is super abundant, making it 20,000 times less expensive than precious metals such as platinum and palladium. That's right. It's so plentiful that we basically
make sheets of paper out of it, basically, right? Aluminum foil.
Most aluminum in America is recycled aluminum, so you don't even mind it as much as because it's just there. It's just in our cans. All of our cans, or airplane fuselages are made of aluminum. Don't forget that. Beyond designing aluminum compounds for synthetic applications, the team has uncovered entirely new reaction pathways. Dr. Bakewell said, what's special about this work is that we're pushing the boundaries of chemical knowledge. Most excitingly, we can use aluminum trimmer to build completely new compounds with levels of reactivity have never been observed before. These include 5 and 7 membered aluminum carbon rings formed throughout reaction with ethenes. These capabilities go beyond transition metals we were originally trying to mimic to the forefront of chemical research. Bakewell believes that chemistry could enable scientists to invent new reaction types and assemble larger molecular structures with distinctive properties. So there's your story about creating rare earth metals, I guess, from aluminum, because you're just gonna have
yeah. Sounds good.
New ways of what do you want to call it? Ionizing it or deionizing it, or what do you want to call it? Let's have us a sequitur, or I mean a segue.
My non sequitur is, I wonder what other random materials we could be using to replace expensive ones. I know we talked about a story about this actually. About how
talk about it again.
Way different ways to make batteries, right? Way different ways to make batteries than just using two metals.
And a battery is not limited in size. We've talked about huge batteries just for storage. They're just in the ground, right? They're not going to move them. They're just naturally built into the ground and use them for storage. And you're just using the Earth's materials that are already there to create a battery. It's not even that. I mean, scientifically, it's not that hard. The hardest part is to stabilize it, right? And I don't even know if that's even hard.
Probably not.
Okay, sorry. Did you do a?
Yes. Next story. Wait, are you done? Okay. I thought you had two.
No, another story. It's a shorter one, I think. Right. It lied to me in the last one. This is Waterloo.ca. This is a Canadian paper. Waterloo researchers turning plastic waste into vinegar. That's right. Vinegar can be made of anything with carbon. Don't forget that. But plastic really doesn't decompose, does it? Well, these guys are decomposing plastic. Congratulations. This is nobody's name on it. Waterloo.ca. This is the University of Waterloo in, I believe, somewhere in Canada. Researchers at the University of Waterloo have discovered a way to turn plastic waste into acetic acid, the main ingredient of vinegar, using sunlight. The breakthrough offers a promising new approach to reducing plastic pollution through photocatalysis, while simultaneously creating a useful value-added chemical product through a process inspired by nature. Our goal was to solve the plastic pollution challenge by converting microplastic waste into high-value products using sunlight. Dr. Yimin Wu, a professor of mechanical and mechatronics, engineered at the Tang Family Chair in New Energy Materials and Sustainability. Good Lord, let's have some more longer words. The research was led by Waterloo PhD student Wee. His name is W-E-I. Under Wu's guidance, Wee is working under Wu. Under Wu's guidance, with early stage support from the Joint Seeds Fund from the Waterloo Institute for Nanotechnology and the Water Institute. That's a lot of words. We're not getting anywhere with this article. Plastic waste, notably microplastics, have been found across many of the planet's ecosystems, raising concerns about threats to terrestrial and marine life as well as human health. To tackle this problem, the team developed a bio-inspired cascade photocatalysis, I think that's how you say that, using iron atoms embedded in carbon, nitride, like how certain types of fungi break down organic matter using enzymes. When exposed to sunlight, the material drives a series of chemical reactions that transform plastic polymers into acetic acid with high selectivity. The reaction takes place in water, making it particularly relevant to addressing plastic solution in aquatic environments. The acetic acid is widely used in food production, chemical manufacturing, and energy application. The study shows it can be reduced to let's do this again. The study shows it can be produced from common plastic waste, including PVC, PP, PE, PET, and it remains effective across mixed plastic composition. This makes the approach well suited to real-world waste streams, offering a promising alternative to plastic incineration, which is burning, and could support more circular approaches to material use by providing a new strategy for upcycling plastics. We love our new words, upcycling. Love that word. Let's invent new words, upcycling. Both from a business and societal perspective, the financial and economic benefits associated with this innovation seem promising, said Roy Bauer, Executive Director of Water Institute and a co-author of the article supporting the techno-economic analysis. This method allows abundant and free solar energy to break down plastic pollution without adding extra carbon dioxide to the atmosphere.
Woohoo!
The findings also point to new possibilities addressing microplastics directly. Because the process degrades plastics at the chemical level, it could prevent the accumulation of plastics in water systems. The research aligns with the University of Waterloo's Global Futures Initiative, which supports work aimed at advancing sustainable circular solutions to global environmental challenges. Wow, it's like AI wrote this article, right? Let's put some big words. While still at the laboratory stage, the team envisions that this approach could be adapted for scalable, solar-driven recycling and environmental cleanup, and photocatalytic upcycle systems can be further enhanced through strategic engineering and materials and manufacturing processes. Oh boy, a lot of big words there. I finally got the pronunciation of photocatalytic right, though, so I got that going.
Hell yeah!
Let's have us a segue, I guess.
Okay.
A non sequitur about waste. More waste not going to be wasted.
Yes, I love this.
Return of
I
vinegar.
mean, yet again, return of vinegar. I'm not sure
vinegar.
I really have a non sequitur about this. Per se, I could talk about anything really.
Everything's a non sequitur.
Yeah,
You can talk about
I
fishing,
love
it's a non
drinking
sequitur.
vinegar myself.
Yeah, really, the high potent
Yeah.
stuff. Stay away from that. Really.
No, not the cleaning vinegar. More of like the apple vinegar. I think it's kind of like, I don't know how scientifically founded it is. There's like a idea that helps with digestion or something. I'm not sure how. Right, it might just be. You know how people say, "Oh, do this," so you buy my product, kind of thing. It might be something like that, but I just like the taste of vinegar. I really love the sourness of
It's also good
vinegar.
cleaning product. If vinegar with baking soda, it's a great cleaning product. It'll clean out silver. I used it to clean.
Yeah,
out
I
my
mean,
silver. I just
that's
mentioned
what
silver.
most.
Anyway,
That's what most things are made out of, right? Most of the cleaning products have those two
Carbon.
ingredients: vinegar and baking
yeah,
soda.
carbon.
Yeah.
Well, baking soda has to be activated. It doesn't get activated until it hits the vinegar. So you can't actually mix them in a bottle together. They'll just blow the bottle. So you can't actually do that. Cleaning products tend to have a lot of citrus in them.
I think it's just because it smells nice.
Not because orange citric acid dissolves things too, just like acetic acid does.
Oh, okay.
Anywho, vinegar, lemon juice, they do the same
Delicious.
thing. Orange juice, lime juice. Yeah, they're acids. They kill everything. Kill most bacteria, most viruses. Anywho, that's my story. Spin the wheel.
Next segue is a hypothetical. Oh, wait, actually, it might be mixed metaphor. It's mixed metaphor. Sorry. It was right on the cusp.
Okay. Not the cusp. Did you send me a video yet?
Oh, yeah. I'll send you the link. Sorry, my bad. Let me send it to you now so you can load it now during this day in history.
Mine earlier, huh?
Whoopsie doopsie. I got distracted. Do I have the link still on my copy and paste? I do not. Let me find it. Where was it? Where was the video? Is it in my news? Yeah. What's this?
I'm sorry to bring this up now.
No, it's good. It's a good point. I should have brought it up. All right, here it is. The penguin video. I could have sent it to you before the show started. I just forgot completely.
Huh? All right, well.
This ain't history. Oh no, this culture. You're right. It's culture news.
Look,
It's culture news.
Your turn.
It's my culture
You can
news.
skip
Yeah.
your
No, it's good. It's good. I lost track of time. Right. For my good culture news, well, depending if you liked his films or not, Arnold Schwarzenegger is staging a comeback. This is on Your News Culture by David Moraquand. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in talks to return not to one, but three of his iconic film franchises. The first seems to be King Conan, a return to the world of the 1982 film that propelled him to stardom. One of Hollywood's biggest action stars hasn't been seen on big screen since 2019's poorly received Terminator Dark Fate, but now the Austrian oak is staging a comeback. Arnold Schwarzenegger has revealed that he is currently in talks to return to his first franchise, Conan the Barbarian. The 1982 action-adventure film was the former bodybuilder's breakout role before James Cameron's The Terminator propelled him to international fame 2 years later. The 78-year-old former governor of California is not just limiting his return to one franchise, though. He's in talks to return to the worlds of Commando 1985 and Predator 1987. They did an additional Predator, and the director, Dan Trachtenberg, had been doing a great job with that. Now he wants to be in the next Predator. We've talked about it, Schwarzenegger revealed at this year's Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus, Ohio, according to Variety. As a matter of fact, Fox Studios has kind of rediscovered Arnold, he added. They've come to me and said, we want you to do a Predator. We just got a script for you to do Commando 2. I can't do Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice. I know it's like an easy imitation, but I can't do it. I don't know. I'm not very good at my Austrian speaking English voice. Schwarzenegger said that for the Conan sequel, the studio just hired a fantastic writer and director who did Tom Cruise's last 4 movies to write and direct King Conan. He seems to be referring to Christopher McQuarrie, who directed Cruise in Mission Impossible Fallout, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, as well as write and produce 2022's Top Gun Maverick, which I heard were really well received. I think I've only seen Fallout, Mission Impossible Fallout, out of those films mentioned. He clarified that all 3 roles will be different and written to be better reflect his current age. They don't write them like I'm 40 years old. You write it to be age appropriate, he explained. I'll just go in there and kick some ass, but it'll be different. Addressing plans for King Conan, Schwarzenegger added, it's a great old story that Conan was 40 years as a king and now he gets forced out of the kingdom and there's conflict, of course, but somehow he comes back and there's all this kind of madness, violence, magic, and creatures and stuff like that. And now, of course, there are all kinds of special effects. The studio has plenty of money to make those movies really big, so I'm looking forward to all those projects. Hollywood previously attempted to reboot Conan in 2011 with Jason Momoa in the title role. However, the film was box office let down with $63 million worldwide on a reported $90 million production budget. Oof. $30 million down the drain. Not too bad though, only $90 million. At least they only spent $90 million. They could have spent way more. And there's my culture news for you.
A sequel, my mixed metaphor, is a sequel with an old Conan is like dinner with an old friend who has to get up and go to the bathroom a lot.
Yeah, that's true. You would know all about that, I'm sure.
I didn't know I was going to catch any strays off that. Oh, all right, thanks. Roger catching strays. I got some shrapnel. Damn.
You gotta go to the bathroom a lot, that's all.
Okay, right on. Don't we all? I don't know.
No, I go to the bathroom once a day.
I do have to get up in the middle of the night. I never had to do that in my younger years.
Yeah, I never get in the.
That's
I
the
go
worst
to the bathroom
part, right?
when I wake up.
When you're young.
Sorry.
Yeah.
When you're young?
When you're young, you can just jump out of bed in the middle of the night and run to the bathroom, but you never have to, right? You never have to. When you're old, it's like, I gotta get up in the middle of the night. I'm gonna piss the bed, so I gotta get up. There I go.
All right, I'm getting up.
Stub my toe 4 times. Step on a freaking Lego or something awful. It's just whatever. Anyway.
A Lego.
Long story short.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say is that and also Amlin says she loved Conan films, so Almond's happy about this return. Maybe if they're good, right?
I think Conan O'Brien should be in them myself, but that's just
maybe they'll get a cameo.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is I go to the bathroom when I wake up, and I maybe go to the bathroom sometime around dinner because I do drink too much water after I do yoga. Where I'm just so thirsty after doing yoga which is good, right? You
Right.
need to empty out the
Mhm.
system after you do exercise. That's what water is for. It's your oil, so to say. But I only go to the bathroom twice a day, unless I'm sick, obviously, and I haven't been sick in a long time. So
Mhm.
yeah, I've never had to go to the bathroom multiple times.
Okay.
Drinking too much. Our next segue is
I guess
reminds me of
we're-
a song for this day in history.
All right, let's do all the way back to the year. Oh man, back to the 19th century. The 18th century. All right, we're back to 1793. The French Revolution was going on. 1793 in Paris, a proposal of Georges Danton, the National Convention, decreed the establishment of a revolutionary tribunal. You know what they did? They were sending people to the guillotine. 1864, the Red River Campaign began in the American Civil War. It lasted for several months before Confederate troops under General Richard Taylor defeated the Union forces. Union forces probably just ran out of ammo, I would think. The Red River Campaign, I think it probably was, doesn't say where, but there's a Red River between Oklahoma and Texas. That might be it. I don't know. 1876, Alexander Graham Bell's liquid transmitter design permitted the first transmission of speech by Bell to his assistant, Thomas Watson. He said, "Come here, Watson, I need you." On the telephone, and Watson said, "What? Who said that?" There's nobody in the room. Who said that? 1903, jazz cornetist Bix Beiderbecke. Anyway, he was born in Davenport, Iowa. He was an outstanding improviser whose style is characterized by lyricism and purity of tone. And he was born and stayed in Davenport, Iowa. He was a cornetist. It looks like a trumpet, but it's a cornet. 1903, Claire Bluth Luce was born. Who was noted for her satiric sense of humor, which she displayed in witty quips such as "No good deed unpunished." Claire Bluth, writer, I believe, one of the Algonquin Roundtable, I believe. I don't know. Doesn't say much else about her except she said that. 1913, in Toledo, Ohio, William Knox became the first bowler to make a perfect score of 300 in an American Bowling Congress tournament. The first 300 games. That means you knocked down every single pin every time you rolled the ball, right? And how many times? That is 10 strikes. 10 strikes, or 12 strikes. So it's 12 strikes in a row because you got to strike out in the last frame. So yeah, it's 12 strikes in a row. That's what a perfect game is. 1933, 5 weeks after Adolf Hitler became the Chancellor of Nazi Germany, the country's first concentration camp opened in Dachau. At least 32,000 people died there between 1933 and 1945. So again, we're building concentration camps in this country as we speak. They're locking people up in warehouses that are being built by a big, huge corporation that's making shitloads of taxpayers' money from the Department of whatever, channeling money to their business buddies so they can build private prisons and lock up people that have committed no crime whatsoever. Just being in America is not a crime. They're still locking people up without any kind of trial or any kind of charges, and they're still doing it. They're doing it right now, today, in the United States, all over the country. Today, right now.
Good morning, Gluto. Thank you for checking in and lurking.
I know it's Good News Tuesday, but Good Tuesday, but you got to know this shit. 1949, American citizen Mildred Gellers earned the nickname Axis Sally as a radio propagandist for the Nazis during World War II, was convicted of treason and served 12 years in prison. Screw that old bag. She should have served the rest of her life in prison. Nazi simp. 1969, James Earl Ray pled guilty to murdering Martin Luther King, was sentenced to 99 years in prison. Why he didn't get a life sentence, I have no idea. I mean, 99 is a life sentence, but it comes with parole. And he did escape, by the way. He did escape later. They caught him, but he did escape. Okay, because Tennessee, fuck it, who cares, right? Who cares, right? Tennessee. What can I say? 1977, the television series Buffy the Vampire Slayer removed, created by Joss Whedon. The show, which emphasized Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Buffy Summers, who battles vampires, demons, and other sorts of supernatural forces of evil. 2006, NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter entered Mars orbit and began for signs of water on the planet. In 2017, South Korean politician Park Geun-hye's presidency ended when she was impeached. She became South Korea's first democratically elected president to be removed from office. We could take a clue from South Korea. We could. Our featured event in 1982, the temporary planetary alignment occurs. On this day, 1982, people brace for the world to end, even though these planetary alignments are just our perspective on it anyway. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, brace for the world to end as a result of all 9, now 8, planets in the solar system aligning on one side of the sun. This panic had come about thanks to the 1974 book, The Jupiter Effect, written by scientist John Gribben and Stefan Plageman. They had written no word on Plageman ever plagiarized. They had predicted global disasters such as tidal waves, catastrophic storms, earthquakes as a result of alignment. None of that shit happened. It was complete horseshit. None of that shit happened. These are pseudoscience, and these guys calling themselves scientists. Horse crap. They're not scientists. They're just trying to scare people and sell books. Our first woman prime minister of Canada. She was born on March 10th, 1947. She's turning 79 today. Happy birthday. She was born in Port Alberni, Canada. Her birthday today, Sepp Blatter. Sepp Blatter, that's his name. 1936. He's a Swedish sports executive, and his name is Sepp Blatter, B-L-A-T-T-E-R. B-L-A-T-T-R. Blatter. Anyway, 1971 is the birthday of Timbaland, American music producer and performer. It's also the birthday, 1971, of John Hamm, American actor. 1981 is the birthday of Samuel Eto'o, Cameroonian athlete. And Carrie Underwood, American singer, was born in 1983. Happy birthday to her.
Take the wheel.
I can't stand her voice. Oh my. Can't stand her at all. Now that I know she's a MAGA, I really don't like her. I can't stand her voice. Never could. It's like one of the worst voices I've ever heard in my life. I don't know why anybody likes it. I'm sorry. I'm not a big country music fan to start out with, but just make me go deaf while she's singing, please. Okay, National Day today. It is National Women's and Girls HIV/AIDS Awareness. I think you should be aware of this every single day. I think singling out this population is sleep. Yeah. I don't understand why we need this. Just have National AIDS Awareness.
Well, I think it's because
Period.
It's because, right? Obviously, we talked about this yesterday with International Girls Day, right? Or Women's Day. It's because people are always saying, oh, only gay people get those diseases. It's like, no, well, women can get them too. So, reminder, I guess, about that.
Yeah, but they're going to have another AIDS Day next week. And we'll just have one every week. And just have an AIDS Day every
reminder, AIDS is still
every week. Let's do that.
Really dangerous. Yeah, that's true.
I only bring this up because they do this about 10 times a year. They have this National Horses with AIDS Day. Okay, let's have an AIDS Day. Just, does every disease have a day? I don't think it does.
And gender. I said like have a day and a day and a gender. Okay, right. Women with AIDS. This is what that's the day for.
Yeah, this is again, the only reason one of the reasons to really do this is to make fun of the actual things they want to call. Why not this? Why that? Why not transgender with AIDS Day? As long as we're just doing everything specialized.
Yeah.
Anywho, National Pack Your Lunch Day today, and I already talked about lunch. I think it's an unnecessary thing at work. I think you just works 5 hours and go home because you don't do anything after lunch. And it's National Blueberry Popover Day. And I'm not sure what a popover does, but I think you probably got to hold it down so it doesn't escape your kitchen. And it's National Mario Day. So it's only those few things today for March 10th, 2026 on Before Blueberry Popovers. That's
Sounds delicious. A popover. I'm done. I am done.
Definitely.
All right. It's also International... What's the International Day today? International Women's Judges. Speaking of people doing things that have gender. That's right. Women can also judge the law and say, hey, you're guilty, you're innocent, or... They're allowed to do that too. In terms of proportion of female judges by region, the UN accounts says Europe leads the way with an average of 54% of judges. All judges are women. Followed by the Americas with 51%. So that's pretty good, actually. Half of our population is represented in the courts. These figures contrast, however, with those for Oceania, which and Africa and Asia, where women account for only 31%, 30%, and 29%. Isn't that interesting? Europe and America are both around 50, and then the rest of the world is around 30. That's so interesting, huh?
It is, right. We've never had a female president. Isn't that weird? Yeah. That is weird, right? Considering the United States is like the only country I can think of that's never had a woman president.
But we have 50,
current Supreme
51% of the judges are, in general, just 51% of all judges are women in the Americas. Finding the path towards equality and justice system. Sorry?
And don't forget, the United States Supreme Court has 5 now. So
yeah.
5 women, 4 men. Yes.
Yeah. So. Over 50%. How finding the path towards equality and justice systems is pending task in various regions of the world.
Yes, I got that wrong. It only has 4. I only has. I'm sorry. You got it wrong.
Nonetheless, substantial progress has been made. However, as one moves up the professional ladder, the number of women in marginal or high-ranking positions decreases considerably, and this is a constant trend in the global level. So I don't know, do better, hire more women. They can also lead stuff. And this reminds me of a song. Segue. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring's like on Jupiter and Mars, because the planets are aligning and we can actually directly go to each planet right now.
Jupiter's baby.
I'm no Frank Sinatra. Yeah, I can't really I can't go that low. I have to like put my thumb in my throat to get that low. But anyways.
Nancy Sinatra.
There's our, reminds me of a song. There's our international days, international day calendar, all that stuff. This has been Allison here from the Netherlands. Roger from the East Coast of the U.S. as we finish off a good News Day. Take this good news with you for the rest of your day or the rest of your week to remind you that there's good, happy stuff happening all around us. We'll be back tomorrow for Wacky and Weird Wednesday, in which we will be covering all the weird news stories that are going on this week. So make sure you subscribe to the Before Coffee podcast channel on YouTube. We need more subscribers on there so the algorithm knows that people enjoy this show. Thank you everyone who's already following, already subscribed, and our Patreons supporting the show on The Wholesome Deviants. And here is our cute mic drop moment. Pebbles for penguins.
Yeah.
They painted all these pebbles themselves.
Yeah.
Look at them walking around with their wings.
They're paint rock? I thought they were naturally just granite rocks. I took them for granted.
Look at, there's so many, they painted so many rocks.
How long is this video? Oh, you got 2.5 minutes. Okay.
You don't want 2 minutes of penguins picking up rocks? I think
I like
it's
how they're
amazing.
just searching for the special rock. Well, let me see. She likes a sapphire. Let's see if we got some blue.
When I think of her, I think of this emerald rock. Yeah, she'll be so impressed. But it's just
like
so
a
cute, right?
Because
they just start crowding around and looking and going, oh yeah, hell, look at these.
Frickin' hey, man.
And some of them get some really big rocks in their
He
boots.
just grabbed the first one. He's like, damn it, she'll take anything.
I hope this video shows the female penguins, because they're actually standing in they're just standing in nests waiting for the rocks to arrive. It's really funny. They look like statues being like, bring my rocks, please. Bring my rocks. They're not very far. They're very. You can see them in the background. See, they're standing in little nests full of rocks. You see that?
Oh yeah, they're just sitting in the rock. Yeah.
They're just waiting. Give me your rocks. Give me your rocks, please. I don't like that one. I'm sure they do some sort of dance or squawk or something to be like, I like you. Okay, you can mate with me. I'm not sure if they show the mating process in this.
Are they already mates, or are they just in the courting process?
This is, I believe this is courting. This is for, I don't think these particular penguins are life partners. So they just swap partners
yet.
the whole way every season.
Not yet.
No, I think they don't. I don't think they do that. I think they just a new partner every year. So this is springtime,
That's fun.
and they're looking for. I want you to be my partner this spring.
There's a rock.
Take my rock.
And yeah.
And you can
there's
see how
rock,
she's just
and
ignoring
that's
him.
rock.
She's just like,
Yeah.
great weather today.
Hmm.
You know, I think it's so funny that the penguins are just ignoring it, like, oh, great weather today.
Yeah, it really is nice.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.